to Raj Technologies. Myself Rashekar, and we are in the series of full stack Java codes, and we are in the Java basics. In the last video we have seen about the basics part like the meaning of keywords and variables. So today let us move to the next one, data type. So the meaning of data type is like when you allocate some memory space for age, what type of data you are going to store in age, like some number types, like we say some 20 or 30. Which is of type we call it as integer. If you take something like name, in name we can store some name like Raj, which we call it as a string. We can go with like example like one more memory space like salary, where you can store a value with some decimal point. When you store a value with a decimal point, we call it as like float type. So what type of data you are storing in the memory space, or the type of data what you are storing in the variable, that is the meaning of data type. So how to define data type is like type of data the variable holds. Let me write here, type of data the variable holds is called as data type. In Java, we are in two types. Primitive data type and one more, reference data types. Today let us see about primitive data types. The basic data types like int, float, char, they are called as primitive data types. We are in totally 8 primitive data types in Java. Let me draw the table of this. This table is very important. Data type, size, and very important term, default value. So we are in the data types like starts with byte, short, char, int, long, float, double, boolean. These are the 8 data types. And all these data types are keywords. So all keywords are smaller case letters. Now coming to the meaning of size is like whenever you want to allocate some memory space for variable, we need to declare the variable. So why we have to declare the variable is to allocate memory space for variable. Then only we can store data in the variable. And the syntax of declaring the variable is like we go with the data type and we go with the variables like variable 1, variable 2, like that, variable L, and end with semicolon, because in Java every statement should end with semicolon. Like example, if you take here int a comma b, since a and b are of type integer, how much memory space it's going to occupy for these two variables? That is the meaning of size here. If I take a variable of type byte, it is going to occupy 1 byte of memory. If you take short, 2 bytes. Character is also 2 bytes. Integer is 4 bytes. Long 8 bytes. Float 4 bytes. Double 8 bytes. And coming to boolean, it is going to occupy only 1 bit. So when you go for boolean, boolean can take only 2 values. Like example, if you take here boolean b1 equal to true, boolean b2 equal to false. So when we say true, the internal value what it stores is 1, and when we say false, the internal value what it stores is 0. To store 1 and 0, we require 1 bit of memory. So that's about the size. And the next one, very important one, default value. When you take the programming languages like C or C++, whenever you declare a variable, like example, if you take int n. If you take int n, it's going to occupy some memory space for n variable, and the value what it stores is some unknown value. In the case of C and C++, it stores unknown value which we call it as garbage or unknown value. But in the case of Java, there is no concept of garbage values. So in the case of Java, if you declare a variable, like example, in the case of Java, if you declare a variable like int n, it's going to allocate some memory space for n, and the value what it contains is 0, which we call it as the default value. So in Java, there is no concept of garbage values. It goes with the default values. So the default value for all integral types. What are integral types? Means which can store only integer values. Like byte, the default value is 0. Short also integral type 0. And for integer also 0. And for long 0. Whereas coming to character, it goes with a single space, a Unicode single space. And float and double, it goes with the default value like 0.0. For floating type, it is 0.0. And for boolean, the default value is false. This default value concept is very, very important, which we use this concept more in object-oriented programming. So these are about primitive data types. And the next one, we are having reference data types. Other than these 8 primitive, remaining all are reference types. The reference types are like strings, arrays, or any classes what we create. Reference data types. So the examples of reference data types are like arrays. In Java, arrays comes under as reference type. The strings comes under reference type, or the classes what you create or predefined classes comes under as reference type. So more about this reference type we'll discuss once we complete the basics part. Now, we are having some important points on data types. Points on data types. Like default values. Just now I said about default values. Default values are applicable only to the data members of the class. Data members of the class, not for local variables. So how to differentiate data member and local variable? So if you declare any variable inside a class, we call it as a data member. If you declare a variable in a method, we call it as local variable. Like example, if you take a class like sample, and if you are declaring any variable inside this, we call it as data member. And if you take a method like example void xxx, inside a method, if you declare any variable, we call it as local variable. Now let us print this local variable SPOP-n. SPOP indicates it is system.out.println, which is used to display value of variables. And to run a Java program, we require a main method. So let me write only the part of the main here. And in this main method, we are creating object of sample, like sample is equal to new sample. And by using object, if I take the value of m, since m is data member, the value of m, since it's of type integer, the default value for integer is what? 0. So it's going to print what value for us? 0. By using object, if I call the method xxx, then it goes to the xxx method. Then in this xxx method, we have declared one local variable. And if you are trying to use that local variable n, it won't go with the default value. As I said, default values are only for data members, but not for local variables. So when you are taking a local variable and if you are trying to use that local variable either for printing or processing purpose, it's going to display an error. And the message will be like local variable need to be initialized. So the meaning of local variable need to be initialized is we have to say int n equal to some 10. So we have to give some value to the local variable before using it. So it's a rule of Java syntax. So any local variable if you are using and if you are not initializing the local variable and if you are trying to use that local variable, it goes with an error message. So what is the next point to remember here? Local variables need to be initialized. If you are having any local variable, we have to initialize the local variable. We are having one more point. Like when you take reference data type, like we are having reference type like arrays or classes. So when you want to allocate memory for reference type, it is done during runtime. So what is the next point here? Memory allocation for reference data type is done during runtime using new operator. So by using new, we have to allocate memory for reference type. More about this point we'll discuss when we come to the topic arrays. And one more last point in this data types is like default value for all reference data type. Default value for all reference data types is null. Like example, if you take a string S, if it is data member only, because default value is only for data members, and if you are trying to print the value of S, it goes with null. So these are the important points on data types. So that's about in this video, and in the next video we will see about typecasting concept. Thank you. Please like, subscribe and share.